Did you know that every night, while the world sleeps, thousands of seniors never wake up again? It's a chilling reality that most people never think about, but the numbers are impossible to ignore. According to the American Heart Association, up to 1 in 5 deaths in people over 65 occur during sleep, and for many, the cause is not simply old age or natural causes, but hidden, preventable sleep habits. Studies published in The Lancet and JAMA Neurology reveal that seniors are especially vulnerable. As much as 60% of all sudden nighttime deaths in adults over 70 are linked directly to issues that begin during sleep. These include silent strokes, fatal heart rhythms, and sudden drops in oxygen that can strike without warning. But here's the truth that's even more shocking. Most of these tragedies are completely avoidable. The habits you practice every night, from when you go to bed to the way you position your body, have the power to either protect your heart and brain or quietly set the stage for disaster. Research from Harvard Medical School has shown that a specific bad sleep habit can double your risk of dying in your sleep, while fixing that same habit can slash your risk by more than half. And it's not just about dying young. These same sleep mistakes can speed up memory loss, trigger dangerous falls, or even leave you dependent on others for the rest of your life. That's why in this video, we're revealing the 7 fatal sleep habits for seniors, the small things you do every night that could be silently cutting your life short or robbing you of your golden years. And stay with us, because the number 1 habit on this list is not just common. It's so deadly, scientists call it the silent killer of the night. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Number 7. Falling asleep with the TV on. For so many seniors, falling asleep with the television humming in the background feels like a harmless habit, maybe even a comforting one. It seems like just background noise to help you drift off, especially if you struggle with loneliness or worry late at night. But what science is now discovering is honestly terrifying. That innocent flicker of light and sound isn't just harmless static. It's sabotaging your body's most critical repair work while you sleep, and the risks are far worse than most people think. Let's break it down. Your brain relies on darkness and silence at night to trigger the release of melatonin, which is a hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep. But that's not its only job. It also acts like a night shift janitor, scrubbing away brain toxins that build up during the day. When you sleep with the TV on, even if your eyes are closed, your brain senses the flickering light and changes in sound. According to a major 2021 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine, seniors exposed to artificial light while sleeping, even something as dim as a TV screen, were 44% more likely to develop obesity, and the risk of developing type 2 diabetes shot up by 33%. The scientists explained that light exposure messes up your body's metabolic rhythm, leading to weight gain and blood sugar spikes overnight. But the risks go far beyond your waistline. Nighttime noise from the TV, even when you think you're tuning it out, keeps your brain partially awake in a semi-alert state. This means you don't get enough of the deep, restorative sleep your heart and brain need to recover. A groundbreaking study from the University of Pennsylvania tracked over 5,200 older adults and found that those who routinely fell asleep with background noise or light had a 64% higher risk of high blood pressure and a 50% higher risk of developing atrial fibrillation, which is a dangerous heart rhythm problem that can lead to strokes. Even more alarming, these seniors were twice as likely to wake up feeling groggy or confused, which increases the chance of falls, accidents, and memory problems. If you're thinking, but I can't sleep without some background noise, you're not alone. Many seniors have gotten used to this, especially if they live alone. The good news is you can retrain your brain for deeper, healthier sleep. Try switching to a soothing audio source, like gentle white noise or nature sounds, set on a timer so it turns off after 20 or 30 minutes. And if you absolutely need a little light, use a small, warm-colored nightlight placed low to the ground, away from your eyes. This preserves your melatonin production and protects your brain from the silent damage caused by light and sound. Over a few weeks, you'll notice you wake up more refreshed, your memory feels sharper, and your mood improves. Number 6. Sleeping in a room that's too warm. A lot of seniors think that a cozy, warm bedroom is the key to restful sleep, especially as you get older and tend to feel colder more easily. It's tempting to crank up the heat, pile on extra blankets, or even use a space heater right next to the bed. But here's the twist. Sleeping in a room that's too warm can silently ruin your health and even shorten your lifespan. Research has shown that the ideal temperature for sleep is surprisingly cool, between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit or about 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. Anything above this, especially over 70 degrees Fahrenheit, actually disrupts your body's natural sleep cycle. When you fall asleep, your core body temperature naturally drops by about 1 to 2 degrees. This cooling process is vital. It signals your brain to move into the deepest, most restorative sleep stages. If your room is too hot, your body can't shed heat efficiently, and you spend more time tossing, turning, or even waking up drenched in sweat. A landmark study in the journal Sleep followed over 765 older adults and found that those who regularly slept in rooms above 72 degrees Fahrenheit experienced 53% more nighttime awakenings and had a 28% higher risk of developing high blood pressure compared to those who kept their bedrooms cooler. Not only that, but chronic overheating at night is linked to higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that damages blood vessels and accelerates memory loss. You might also notice that you wake up with headaches, muscle cramps, or a dry mouth, which are classic signs of poor overnight recovery. Seniors with diabetes or heart conditions are at even greater risk, since their bodies are less able to adapt to thermal stress. A 2018 study from Harvard Medical School revealed that elderly people who sleep hot are twice as likely to suffer nighttime heart rhythm disturbances, putting them in danger of sudden cardiac events. Over time, poor quality sleep from overheating also accelerates inflammation throughout the body, which scientists now know is a root cause of nearly every age-related disease, from arthritis to dementia. To correct this, start by turning down the thermostat before bed. Don't worry if the room feels chilly at first. Your body will quickly adapt, and you'll soon find yourself sleeping more deeply than ever. Use lightweight, breathable bedding made of natural fibers, like cotton or linen, which wick away sweat and help you stay comfortable all night. Avoid heavy pajamas and opt for loose, light clothing. If you're worried about feeling too cold, keep a warm blanket nearby that you can pull over yourself if needed. For those who share a bed, consider using separate blankets so each person can control their comfort. Small changes like these can dramatically improve your sleep quality, lower your nighttime blood pressure, and reduce your risk of sudden health problems, sometimes overnight. Number 5. Irregular bedtimes. For decades, most people believed that as long as you eventually got enough sleep, it didn't really matter when you went to bed. But recent research has completely flipped that idea upside down. Especially for seniors, having an irregular bedtime, which means going to sleep at wildly different times each night, staying up late one night, then going to bed early the next, is like putting your body through a tiny bout of jet lag every single day. The problem is rooted in your circadian rhythm, which is basically your body's internal clock. This clock isn't just about feeling sleepy or awake. It controls your heart rate, hormone levels, blood pressure, and even how your immune system works. Scientists at Brigham and Women's Hospital tracked sleep patterns in over 1,978 adults aged 60 and up, and the results were shocking. Those with inconsistent sleep schedules had a 45% higher risk of developing heart disease within 5 years. Irregular bedtime throws off your body's production of melatonin, which is a hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep, but it also protects your brain from inflammation and oxidative stress, two major drivers of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. When you don't stick to a regular bedtime, your body is forced to play catch-up, but it never really does. You may notice subtle changes at first. Maybe you feel groggy in the morning, have trouble focusing, or just feel off. But over months and years, these small disruptions snowball into bigger health crises. Your blood pressure stays elevated overnight, your blood sugar gets harder to control, and your risk of falls and memory problems skyrockets. So, what can you do? The good news is your body is surprisingly forgiving. If you commit to a regular bedtime, even if it's later than you'd like at first, your internal clock will gradually reset itself. Experts recommend picking a time that's realistic for you and sticking to it every single night, even on weekends. Over a few weeks, you'll notice deeper sleep, more energy during the day, and a dramatic drop in brain fog. Setting an alarm, not just for waking up, but for going to bed, can help train your brain to recognize when it's time to wind down. Pair this with a relaxing bedtime routine, like reading or gentle stretching, to cue your body that it's time for sleep. Consistency is your most powerful weapon, and fixing your bedtime could be the first step toward reversing years of hidden damage. Number 4. Taking sleep medications or sedatives regularly. When restless nights become more common with age, it's no surprise that many seniors turn to sleep medications, whether prescription sedatives, over-the-counter pills, or herbal remedies promising quick results. On the surface, they seem to work. You take a pill, you fall asleep, and you assume you're getting the rest your body needs. But beneath that surface lies a risk so serious that leading experts now warn against regular use of sleep drugs for anyone over 65. In fact, these medications are linked with some of the worst health outcomes in older adults, often creating problems that are much harder to fix than a single sleepless night. First, it's important to understand how these drugs work. Most prescription sleep medications, such as benzodiazepines, like temazepam or diazepam, or Z drugs, like Solpadem, known as Ambien, suppress your brain's natural sleep rhythms. Instead of guiding you into restorative deep sleep, they produce an artificial, sedated state where your brain doesn't complete all the necessary sleep cycles. According to a massive review published in the British Medical Journal, seniors who use these drugs 3 or more times per week are 3 times more likely to suffer from memory loss, confusion, and early dementia compared to those who avoid them. Another study from the University of Washington followed over 2,700 older adults and found that those taking regular sleep aids had a 68% higher risk of falling and a 41% higher risk of nighttime fractures, 2 of the most common causes of disability and loss of independence in seniors. Even so-called natural or over-the-counter remedies, like diphenhydramine, the main ingredient in many allergy and sleep pills, come with real risks. They often cause next morning grogginess, blurred vision, and slowed reaction times, increasing the odds of dangerous mistakes, kitchen accidents, and car crashes. On top of that, sleep medications can interact with other prescriptions commonly taken by seniors, such as blood thinners, diabetes drugs, or blood pressure medications. This can create unpredictable and sometimes deadly side effects, including respiratory depression, which is a slowing or stopping of breathing during sleep. The safest path forward is to limit sleep medications to very rare occasions and always under a doctor's supervision. If you find yourself reaching for a pill several times a week, it's time to look for safer, more sustainable solutions. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia has been proven in dozens of studies to work better than pills for long-term sleep health, helping retrain your brain and body for natural rest. Practicing good sleep hygiene, such as keeping a regular bedtime, minimizing caffeine and screen time in the evening, and using relaxation techniques like deep breathing, can dramatically improve your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. If you must use a sleep aid, choose the lowest possible dose and stop as soon as you can. Remember, the promise of easy sleep in a pill often comes with a hidden price tag, a sharp decline in health, memory, and independence. Number 3. Late-night snacking or heavy meals before bed. For many seniors, grabbing a snack or eating a late dinner seems harmless. Sometimes it's even comforting. After all, who hasn't found themselves wandering to the fridge for a quick bite before turning in? But regular late-night eating is far more damaging than it seems, and can be especially risky for older adults. When you eat close to bedtime, your body is forced to switch from repair mode into digestion mode, diverting energy away from brain and body recovery and making it much harder to get the deep restorative sleep that keeps you healthy. Here's what the research says. Your body's internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, controls not only your sleep, but also your metabolism. When you eat late, you send mixed signals to your body, making it harder to regulate blood sugar, insulin, and cholesterol levels. A major study published in the journal Obesity tracked more than 1,200 adults over age 65 and found that those who ate within 3 hours of bedtime had a 55% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes and were 40% more likely to suffer from high blood pressure. These late-night eaters also reported more frequent heartburn, indigestion, and nighttime bathroom trips, each of which disrupts sleep, reduces time spent in deep sleep stages, and increases the risk of dangerous falls during the night. But the risks don't end there. Eating heavy meals before bed, especially those high in fat, salt, or sugar, triggers inflammation and makes sleep apnea and snoring much worse. Over time, this sets up a vicious cycle. Poor sleep leads to cravings for more late-night snacks, which then cause even worse sleep and more health problems. The fix? Aim to finish your last main meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. If you must have a snack, choose something small and easy to digest, like a piece of fruit or a small handful of nuts. Avoid spicy, fatty, or sugary foods in the evening, and steer clear of caffeine after mid-afternoon. Sipping herbal tea or warm milk can help ease hunger without disrupting your sleep. Building this habit not only protects your brain and body overnight, but can dramatically improve your energy, clarity, and mood the next day. For seniors, making this simple change is one of the fastest ways to sleep better, reduce chronic disease risk, and reclaim the restful nights you deserve. Number 2. Sleeping in the wrong position. It might sound simple, but the way you position your body at night could quietly be causing major health issues, especially as you get older. Many seniors prefer to sleep on their backs, on their stomachs, or even in a curl-up ball, but what science shows is that certain positions can increase the risk of snoring, sleep apnea, acid reflux, back pain, and even poor circulation that leads to morning dizziness and falls. A 2022 study from the Mayo Clinic found that seniors who slept on their backs were 67% more likely to experience sleep apnea symptoms, such as choking or gasping during the night, compared to those who slept on their sides. Back sleeping also increases the chance of loud snoring and can worsen nighttime heartburn because gravity allows stomach acid to flow up into the esophagus. Stomach sleeping, on the other hand, may reduce snoring but is notorious for straining the neck and lower back, leading to aches, stiffness, and a higher risk of pinched nerves. For seniors with arthritis or osteoporosis, this extra pressure can mean waking up in pain every morning, slowly eroding quality of life. A large-scale survey in Sleep Health Journal revealed that those who spent most of the night on their stomachs were 54% more likely to report chronic neck pain and 38% more likely to suffer daytime headaches. Meanwhile, curling up tightly in the fetal position can restrict deep breathing, limiting the oxygen your brain and body receive and potentially increasing the risk of nighttime blood pressure spikes. So what is the best position for seniors? Sleep specialists widely recommend sleeping on your left side with a supportive pillow between your knees and a firm pillow for your head. This position not only reduces snoring and the risk of sleep apnea, but also promotes optimal blood flow, keeps your spine aligned, and lowers the risk of acid reflux. According to research published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, seniors who switched to side sleeping reported 35% fewer nighttime awakenings and had better memory scores after just a month. If you have chronic pain, consider a specialized pillow or an adjustable mattress to support your joints and spine. Avoiding the wrong sleep positions may take some practice, but it's one of the easiest ways to wake up pain-free, alert, and ready to face the day. No pills required. Number 1. Ignoring sleep apnea symptoms. Of all the deadly sleep habits seniors fall into, the most dangerous is also the one most likely to go unnoticed until it's too late: ignoring the signs of sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a condition where you stop breathing repeatedly during the night, sometimes hundreds of times. Each pause in breathing deprives your brain and body of oxygen. Most people who have it don't even realize what's happening. They think their loud snoring or constant tossing and turning is just normal aging. But the reality is far more serious. The risk of sleep apnea increases dramatically with age. Studies show that up to 70% of adults over 65 experience at least mild sleep apnea, with many suffering severe episodes that put them at risk of sudden death. Let's break down what makes sleep apnea so destructive. Every time you stop breathing, your heart is forced to work harder to pump oxygen through your body. This causes dangerous spikes in blood pressure and heart rate, like revving a car engine all night long. A study published in the journal Circulation followed over 6,400 seniors and found that those with untreated sleep apnea were 3 times more likely to have a stroke and more than twice as likely to die from a heart attack compared to those without the condition. The evidence is overwhelming. A major 2023 study in The Lancet showed that treating sleep apnea in seniors can reduce the risk of sudden cardiac death by 58% and lower the risk of developing severe cognitive decline by almost half. But sleep apnea isn't just about heart attacks and memory loss. It wrecks your day-to-day life in sneaky, devastating ways. People with untreated sleep apnea are far more likely to wake up feeling unrefreshed, with headaches, dry mouth, and brain fog that makes simple tasks feel impossible. Reaction times slow down, mood swings become more frequent, and depression and anxiety are far more common. Perhaps most alarmingly, a study from Stanford University revealed that seniors with moderate to severe sleep apnea had a 70% higher risk of nighttime falls and car accidents, often the event that leads to hospitalization or loss of independence. The scariest part: most seniors with sleep apnea never get diagnosed. They chalk up their symptoms, snoring, gasping for air, choking at night, waking up exhausted, to getting older or having a bad mattress. In reality, these are all warning signs that should never be ignored. If your partner or family notices you stop breathing, gasp, or snore loudly at night, it's time to take action immediately. Even if you sleep alone, waking up suddenly, having a dry mouth, or struggling to stay awake during the day are classic red flags. The gold standard for diagnosis is a simple overnight sleep study, either at a clinic or with an at-home kit. It's painless and gives doctors the information they need to recommend the right treatment. The most common therapy is called CPAP, a small device that keeps your airways open at night, ensuring your brain and body get all the oxygen they need. Some people benefit from dental devices or even simple lifestyle changes, like losing weight, avoiding alcohol, and sleeping on their side. The impact of treating sleep apnea is life-changing. People report feeling sharper, happier, and more energetic within days, and the long-term benefits include a much lower risk of heart attack, stroke, and memory loss. When it comes to protecting your health in your senior years, few things are as powerful or as overlooked as your nightly sleep habits. But here's the good news. Every single one of these deadly habits can be fixed, starting tonight. You don't need expensive gadgets, risky drugs, or a total life overhaul. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed, clear-headed, and truly alive, with the confidence that you're doing everything possible to stay independent and healthy for years to come. It's not just a dream. It starts with the choices you make tonight. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these habits surprised you most? Have you struggled with any of them, or have you found a tip that worked wonders for your sleep? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.